Call the meeting to order.
Jenkins,
Here.
Harden,
Here.
Hahn,
Here.
McKinley, Searle.
Here.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing that we have on this evening's agenda is a presentation by Ruth Stoffer. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Thank you, and a lovely floor it is. Thanks for letting me come and talk about the next project, inviting Farmer City to go with us to visit businesses in China with some of our peers. We're going with Morton, Illinois, with Peoria, Pekin, Tazewell County, Peoria County, and Richland County, which is a county about the size of DeWitt County in southern Illinois. It's in October, and Morton this will be Morton's second visit. And the first visit, they had 11 businesses to talk to, with 2 potential businesses to come back and talk with them as they have. And they'll be talking with them again. You don't walk in and say hello and bring back business at the same time. It's relationship building as it is when we go to Chicago or Dallas or something like that. Very excited about it. We'll be in Beijing for 2 days, Tiantai for a day, and Shanghai for 2 days. Tiantai is a sister city for Morton now, because one of the businesses that helped start this is called, I'm going to say it wrong, Yunlin. They're an equipment company, and they're from the Tiantai town. And they and DCEO and the Chinese government have worked together with Morton to design these business visits. Now, it's also a tourist visit, and it started out as tourists. So there will be a number of people on the trip that get to go see all the sites. We will get to see some sites just as if we were bringing them here. We wanted them to see everything about Abe Lincoln and our farming, our beautiful sites too. But there'll be business meetings, and we'll be working with DCEO and with Morton and the other groups to design those business meetings and see who we'll be talking to. We hope that we can take 2 people from Farmer City, and DCDC is offering to cover the cost of one of those people and covering the cost of one person from Clinton if the Clinton Council sends someone too. I'm sure I've forgotten something because there's a lot going on. We'll be working with Morton and the other our counterparts to create presentations, either simple presentations just about Farmer City, just about Clinton, or about all of DeWitt County, or a presentation that puts us all as a region and then says what each one of us does. We haven't decided on the details of the marketing, but all that will be done in July, or started in July anyway. Do you have any questions? I'm sure I've forgotten something.
This is the second time you guys went over there?
It'll be the first time for DeWitt County. It's the second time for Morton, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Peoria Pekin went last year, but I know that Morton went, and their mayor pro tem went. It's really important to take an elected official. The Chinese government puts a stamp of approval on the businesses that will expand in the United States based on whether or not the community is part of this. So having an elected official there is very important. They'll be talking to the elected official, and we peons that are economic development people will be talking with the businesses. Of course, we'll all talk together, but it's very important that whoever is the elected official is there to talk to the Chinese government, to their officials.
Other questions? Which mayors are going?
Well, I hope that, which mayors from the other communities?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I know Peoria's mayor, a mayor or a mayor pro tem is coming from Peoria and from Pekin and from Morton. And from Richland County, I'm not sure who's coming, if it's the mayor or one of the council people.
What does it cost to what is the cost? You said that DCDC would be covering
Yes, yes.
one expense if the city sends another one. So what kind of
We've
expenses are there?
calculated that that's about $3,000 for the second person who's going, because DCDC is, that cost is about $4,000, and that's going to include marketing pieces, brochures, gifts that you share with the Chinese. So it's about $3,000 and that's for each community, so that's another $6,000.
Okay, so $3,000 would be covered by DCDC, and
Yes.
then if Farm City decided to send somebody, it would be an additional $3,000 out of our pocket.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And when is the trip?
October 12th through 20th.
12th to the 20th. Okay. Any questions at all from Pat?
We'll make sure that you guys get to see the presentations before we even go and get your input, ideas. We're excited about the fact that we have the 20 acres between Champaign and Bloomington. That we think that that's a perfect spot for light industrial or commercial, and that's what we're going to be looking at. Morton has already identified technology and equipment companies, and we haven't decided exactly which type of company. Of course, those would work well here too. We're not that far from Caterpillar, who Yen Lin worked with, and we could find something for that too. So we'll be working closely with Larry and all of you to figure out exactly what types of companies that will be best for Farm City and for DeWitt County on this end, and with the city of Clinton and DeWitt County on the other end. And I think with all of the space in between, we'll find something for them. Our workforce is good, our workforce is healthy, our schools are good. All those things are important to the Chinese,
Good, very good.
as they are to us.
Is there a lot of opportunities over there, people wanting to come over here?
Yes, I have a PowerPoint presentation that Morton's sending me that they used last year that identified how the investment in the United States, not the other direction, but in the United States by the Chinese, has increased every year. In 2012, it increased considerably. And I think that out of the 11 immediate leads, there were something like 55 that Morton was talking to when they first started, and then got to see. Now, Kim did tell me that we will be able to make a presentation to the Pudong Association, which is 6,000 businesses in China. And I don't know if all 6,000 will be there. I'll get more details as we go along. We've really done a lot of research and talked with Morton, Pekin, and Peoria to be sure that this isn't just playing. This is something that will really develop into an opportunity for us, a lead for us. If anyone's coming to Illinois, we hope that they'll be coming here, or at least into our region. So we'll be helping each other too. And that's why Morton invited us. They don't have a lot of land left or a lot of buildings left. So they were smart enough to see whatever they bring to the region will help Morton. Whatever helps Morton will help DeWitt County. We need to be really healthy in this area. And the DCEO, the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, is very involved in it too. They help us with importing and exporting. We've been talking to some of our local businesses. Action Technology has an office or a facility in China, though I'm not sure where that is in relationship to where we're going, but we've asked them if there's some relationship that we can have over there, if we can go see them, if they can help us find another business. We've talked to some of the other businesses in DeWitt County, and they're excited or interested to see what we're going to find, and excited that we're working on this, because this is economic development, to go out there and network and find new businesses, as well as taking care of the ones we have. So I have to make sure that the ones we do have can find vendors or customers, or that we can find jobs for the new ones.
Well, and I've seen a lot of, I was at a conference, the reason I missed the last council meeting, I was at a conference in Las Vegas, and the amount of Chinese vendors that was there was roughly double or triple from the last year. So they're definitely, they see us as a viable investment.
Right.
So,
And they see Illinois as a place to come. The Midwest is a place to come. So this is the beginning of of a surge, but this isn't a long shot by any means. This is doable, and that's why we've chosen to pick this trip to go on.
When do you need our decision by?
Well, probably about the 15th
June?
of June, yeah. The deadline to sign everything up is the 28th. So we've told them, we've asked them to hold 4 places.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. What would we need to do, Larry, if it's something that we decided that this was in the best interest of the city? Do we need to bring this before the council, or is this?
I don't believe so. I mean, as far as covering the cost, there's money in the administrative line. So if that's something that the council in general wants to do, they believe that this is a good deal. As far as covering the cost, the money's there.
Okay.
So, and I don't believe we need a resolution or anything to do it.
Well, I've spoken to Ruth before. I know that I've spoken to Larry about this a little bit too. I probably would choose a council person. See, I'm on DC's board, so if I went there, I would be a representative of not only Farmer City, but I would be a representative of all of DeWitt County. So it would probably be in Farmer City's best interest if we decide to go to send a council person as well as the public official from Farmer City.
That way you have someone who focuses on the Farmer City aspect and someone who focuses on that.
You have some experience in this, right? As in,
I haven't been to China, but I work with Chinese vendors currently with the business I have.
I think $53,000 if we get 2 people to go, that's pretty cheap.
well,
And who knows where it'll end up.
Yeah, I mean, if they're already warm leads, I mean, that's really encouraging.
any more questions for Ruth?
Okay. Well, you guys know.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
We did have a public comment, sir. Would you like to make a public comment?
Yes, I do.
Very good. Mr. Sullivan from Clinton.
Hi, my name is Rick Sullivan, and believe me, I'm not a public speaker. And I believe 100% the opposite of what Ruth believes. Caterpillar just laid off 624 people. Industry is not something that is going to flourish and come in here. We need small businesses. Nothing against Ruth, nothing personal at all. And I've talked to Mike about this before. We are wasting tax dollars like it's water. This department is spending $2,000 a week, almost $2,000 a week, in economic development. Her budget right now is $100,000 a year. She's going to ask for a $40,000 increase. She already has come to you guys and asked for a $40,000 increase. These are our tax dollars. We have many flourishing businesses in Clinton, Illinois. I brought in, I don't know if you've ever seen my complex where Kathy's Collision Center is, with Thomas Automotive, the University of Illinois Home Extension Office, and Terminex Corporation. Ruth has been there 5 years in June. 33 employees at Terminex. Isn't it better to come out and talk to these people and welcome them to our community rather than go to China? The reason people went to China is because of low labor. That's the main reason everybody went to China, was low labor. They're not going to find that if they come back here. It's not going to be low labor. I have 5, 6 people in the body shop all the time, and guys, it's hard to find a young man that can come and mow and weed eat and just do menial tasks. You got to pay him $9 an hour to get him to walk in the door every day. And, you know, with Caterpillar and the mess they're in, and it's just the economy. It's not Caterpillar. Caterpillar's been very successful. But things overseas, they used to sell all kinds of equipment to China. When you don't walk in the door of your local businesses, your local ones, the ones that are a mile from her, and it's not just her, I hope you understand, I'm not picking on Ruth, but 33 employees. and in 5 years have not walked in the door and talked to the manager and said, thank you for coming here from Bloomington. We have a Save-A-Lot store. He told me the other day that he has done $1 billion in total sales since he opened. And she has never walked in his door to tell him thank you in 5 years. How do you do that? We've had, sorry, I just get so emotional on this. I just want what's right. And our tax dollars are just going through the roof. You know, there's businesses that are closing every day because the taxes. And when you guys talk about, well, we got $3,000 in this account and there's money in this account, it's my tax dollars. It's choking me and you and everybody else who owns a business. We're getting smothered. We're absolutely getting smothered. If it isn't taxes on this, it's taxes on that. And when you can't go in to Save-A-Lot and there's 30, 40 employees in there, and you can't go in and talk to them and tell them thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking your neck out. You know? The Hardy store. She's never been in the Hardy store and talked to the manager and said thank you. You know, we want you here.
On the DCDC board, there is a team of individuals that are supposed to reach out to the local businesses to represent DCDC.
Which has just started since I've started my
And
complaining.
no, I was on it last. I'm on that.
Okay.
So I mean, I visit with businesses here in Farmer City, and then the other representative would be the mayor.
Right.
So I mean, it would.
And her and Ruth just went to Alto for Ketteville.
It would. What I'm saying is, it would be. I can't speak for the Clinton's mayor.
Right.
I can speak for Farmer City, though. I attend the chamber meetings, do what I can to reach out to the local businesses. So I know that, at least in the Farm City side, you know, we are reaching out to our local businesses. And unfortunately, I mean, sometimes I do have other things to do. It's hard to reach out to everybody. But we do what we can. So from my perspective, I have...
And you and I have had this long conversation.
No, and I understand it. I'm just saying that appreciate your words on Clinton, but when you're kind of speaking to Farmer City, and I'm not sensing the same thing that you're communicating here in Farmer City.
So you're saying you and Ruth have gone out.
I have gone out with Ruth to some businesses, yes I have.
Which one?
On the Depot Road, there was that trucking company that we went out to. I meet with businesses all the time.
Not just you, I'm talking you and Ruth.
The one that I went out to her with is, what's the one that did the development out there?
Next Generation.
Yeah, I went to Next Generation out with her. So, and I believe, I'm trying to think if it was also, I don't know if I went out there with you, the Waterway place. Yeah, they got a cool boat store.
And if you don't mind me asking, and I'm not being confrontational, I hope you know, I'm just asking, in what time period has that been?
Oh, I don't know. That was probably about 6 to 9 months ago.
Okay,
But on that note, I can show you 5 cancellations of appointments that I have done en route because something else has come up. I mean, I'm in the administrative side. There are times where it's easier for me just to say, boom, I'll go out there. Because I am a representative.
And I understand that. And you're not spending, you yourself, $2,000, almost $2,000 a week.
Well, we're spending about $1,100 a month for
the city.
DCD.
Yes, I understand.
That is our expense.
And do you feel those you're getting your dollars for?
Do I feel that we're getting $1,100? I mean, she was, unless I'm wrong, she was extremely visible during the hometown thing. I know that every time we have a group, she's here volunteering to help out Farmer City. She's coming here offering to pay $3,000, you know, for an opportunity.
She's offering to spend $3,000 of my tax dollars.
Well, or $3,000 of $13,000. I don't know which dollars are actually marked and how y'all calculate that, but the answer to the question is from Farmer City's perspective, at least from my perspective, and I'm not going to talk for the rest of the council persons, is that I'm seeing her work in Farmer City. I can't speak to your point. So, and everything about Clinton.
Right, and we've had this discussion.
So there's no way I can speak to that point.
So in 9 months, in 9 months, other than yourself.
No,
Ruth
it's
has
not
gone
fair.
to
I
two
just met with
businesses.
No,
Sherry.
she's met with several. I'm on the Chamber of Commerce board,
Uh-huh.
and I talk to businesses all the time. And her and Mark have been met with the flower shop, met with a bunch of different businesses. And I mean, with the flower shop, she was in the intro closing, and they spent 3 hours with her coming up with marketing ideas.
And that's
So-
absolutely fantastic.
Okay.
But we're
So,
spending
where are you going then, sir? I mean, you're refuting everything we're putting out, so tell me where
I'm
you're going.
not,
'Cause
I'm not
lost.
trying to refute anything. You're
No, I'm
refuting what I've said.
No, I'm just giving our side. I'm just confused on where you're going. What's your point?
What I want is people to quit spending my tax dollars to go to China when it will absolutely do us no good when you don't stay at home and nurture the businesses you have at home. In 5 years, you can't go to our major employees in Clinton and talk to them and let them know you're there. Save a lot, $1 billion since he's opened up. And you can't walk in the door and shake his hand and say, thank you? That's where I'm going. Where I'm going is the tax dollars. We spend it like it's water. We work hard.
And
We
I
work
agree.
hard.
I agree.
And, you know, if you stop and think about it, and I don't know how many hours Mark works, and I don't know how many hours Trish works. Are they working 40 hours?
No,
Mark's a volunteer, though, isn't he?
yes.
Right, but that's what the $40,000 is next year, if she wants to put him on the payroll.
That would have to be approved, of course.
Right, and I understand. But I guess what I'm saying is, if every one of you guys and if I went to my insurance companies and said I want a 40% increase in my labor rates, they would laugh me out the door.
Well, of course, Ruth would have to, she would have to go to the different, she'd have to go to Wood County, she'd have to go to Clinton, she'd have to go to the pharmacy, she would have to have some fruit.
And I do want to clarify this. I don't have anything against Ruth. All I want is accountability.
And I can't understand, I think that's very fair.
$2,000 a week, almost $2,000.
That's-
Almost $2,000 a week.
That's very fair. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Move on to section 1, consent agenda.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Pat seconded first. Any discussion whatsoever? All in favor? Oh, wait a second.
You can't do that.
I know I can't. I'm on a different, in the other group that I work with, I do that.
Let's say you do a job, would you?
Sandy Fireman. Go ahead.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
Hahn,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
motion carries.
I got my groups mixed up. Moving on to section 3.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2013-19, appointing members to the Pharmacy Library Board of Trustees.
I'll second it.
Discussion.
These are the same ones that we've had in the past. Are they all new?
I'm pretty sure Janice Maxwell and Munsell have been on, is that correct?
Yeah.
Is all those be,
Reappointments.
They're ready.
okay.
This is kind of a side issue with the library. Did we ever get a better budget from the clarification or any sort of conversation with
We
that?
did have a conversation with them. We did have a conversation, and it's pretty much just like the standard budget that they submitted, and they stay within their numbers. So
Josh, since you kind of got off on that real quick, let me answer that, is that they need a roof. The ballooned budget is because if the roof gives way and they have to do something, they said that they had to have it budgeted. That's why it looked larger than what they had been spending over the past 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And they said they've needed that roof all that length of time, and they keep putting that roof in there because they know that one of these days they absolutely have to put a roof on that building.
Okay.
So that's why it's that way. That is the response that I got.
Okay. Thank you.
back to the resolution. Any questions? Paula?
Harden,
Yes.
Hahn,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
motion carries.
I'd like to make a motion to accept resolution 2013-20, MFT for 2013.
A second.
Discussion?
This is considerably larger than the last meeting. And that's because obviously Phil Maytone, during the discussion, we had omitted the block. Then when he went back, they found that several of the castings, everything in this town is in dire need of repair when you get looking around. But a lot of the castings for the catch basin, the inlets, some of them are broke. They'll have to be raised. So there's some adjustments that has to be made. That's why the price went up. Also, they're going back into the intersections a little bit farther than what was initially anticipated. If you drive down any of those streets, you know that the side streets going east and west are higher elevation than Plum. So you're there and then you go down on the Plum and you come back up. So they're going to go back, they're going to mill out some of those intersections and get a better blend in. So there's actually considerably more work in this 2002 price tag. And it still leaves about $40,000 in the MFT coffers. So we're still not milking a fund dry.
Did that also cover, I believe, was it Plum Street going further north or something? Was that not part of the last?
Yes, yeah, we had omitted a block, so we're going one block farther. And this still has the oil and chip program and then spray patch.
And we spent very little, was it last year on the MFT?
Right. Last year, all we did was, we did a little bit of the spray patch.
And the year before, we spent quite a bit.
So wasn't the last meeting, but I did watch the video, so I'm trying to remember from that. So this takes us to Van Buren. Is that
That's right. This takes us to Van Buren. You have the semi-traffic on Van Buren. You don't want to do an asphalt overlay and have semis going across it. That's why we are not going north of Van Buren. This will be basically for residential traffic. School buses go up and down through there too. We had gotten some citizens' complaints, and so we've ordered some signs that say no through truck traffic, but we'll go out there after this overlay's put down. But from the intersection Van Buren North, we had earlier discussions with ADM, and actually the plant manager just called the other day when he saw this in the paper, and so that's kind of got that going again about if they're going to be able to do some concrete up there, some concrete work. So concrete's the only thing that's going to hold those semis.
My next question, if they've been advised or been interested in doing anything from Van Buren north or not?
Yeah.
I know we talked about it in the past, but I don't know.
Right. So I told them that when they got back with ADM corporate and that started going through the food chain again to let us know, we'd get Phil Maytone back up there to cover our side of what needs to be done for our interest. So it sounds like that'll get kicked up again, especially if we go south. So.
That'd be great. Any other questions?
Answer my question.
Colin?
Han,
Yes.
Pearl,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Arden,
Yes.
motion carried.
And this moves us to section 4, other items, city manager's report.
Just a couple things there. The Ford tractor, I don't know if any of you have been out to the sewage treatment plant. The grass was getting quite high and found out that the Ford tractor sitting out there was in dire need of repair. Don't know if it's got a cracked head or just a blown gasket or what. So it's been taken into the shop to get repaired. With that, the mower deck on that tractor is smaller than the width of the tractor wheels. So depending on the cost of getting that tractor repaired, we're going to look at getting a bigger mower. You can put a 12-foot batwing behind that. That'll cut the mowing down almost in half, not quite. And I'm going to tell you that there's a lot of odd things that seem to be popping up all of a sudden in the sewer department that's broke, needs repaired. So we're going to have some unexpected expenditures this year. It's just the way it seems to be happening. They need a mower out there awfully bad. They're running with a Cub Cadet that was purchased back when Mayor Miller was in here. It's quite old, so we're going to have to look at a commercial residential type mower as well. So on there about the resolution for the MFT program, which I told you about the catch basins. I contacted Western Utility Contractors. They're the ones there in Tolono, Illinois, to do the boring under Salt Creek. There again, he said that he had to get the materials ordered. Usually takes about 2 weeks for materials. After that, then it's a matter of scheduling. He didn't know how busy they were, and they've got offices in different areas. with the heavy rains, it seems that we've lost a lift station again. This seems to be happening quite often. The lift station down here on Center Street has failed with all the heavy rains. It just constantly pumps and pumps. It doesn't know when to shut off, so the guys have worked on that. Tomorrow they're going to pull the motors and see what's going to take to get those fixed. A couple weeks ago, the lift station up on Depot Road failed. That fell because of an issue with some materials being put in it, coming out of the rest area. We had some sewer damage that we're dealing with, so we filed an insurance claim on that. So, an electrical contractor will be in town this Wednesday. Ellie Myers will be in town to meet with Rick and myself, and we're going to go down West Street and look at an underground electric project there around the old Franklin School building. So,
Any questions you see there from the mayor's report? Non-agenda items and other business?
You brought up the lift pump down on the west side or east side. How was the weekend with all the rain? Did everything flow good? I mean, major.
it was flawless. Yeah, I never really heard of very many complaints. Obviously, the water all came in all at once, but it seemed to have receded pretty fast. I know I got it, and there were catch basins obviously covered up. So, but when the water comes in like that, I mean, it's only going to go so fast. But we've suffered some damage citywide because of the lift stations. But I haven't heard of very many people that actually had backup into their basements. So, and some people just don't understand. That water is going to go somewhere. When it starts coming up your basement drain, if you don't have a check valve out in your sewer line, it's going to go to the weakest point. So,
are we going to have a pickup for down limbs and so forth?
I haven't talked to Fred Pat, so I don't know if they're going to do a special one. I don't think that we had very many down, limbs around town from what I saw. We really scaved up pretty lucky on this one because when Ezra called me the night that the sirens flew, we had something coming right at us. So I mean, we got pretty lucky. So
I do know across the road from me, they lost half a tree. So we got to cut up the side of the road. So I don't know if anybody else.
Well, if they were to call in, it could be such a thing, so it doesn't lay there all month. If they were to call in, I'm sure that the guys would probably go down there and grab it. So
I went ahead and cut it up for them, get them in handleable sizes and all that, so they can handle it.
Anything else? Last city council meeting, we did have a council person ask about the ordinance books. Is there any update on that at all?
but
All the ordinances have been sent to the printer, and I've checked with each department. Everyone has the codified books that they need. And Larry and I found 5 books here, so when we get the updated ordinances, we'll get you guys a book.
Thank you.
The library has one, we have one, police department has one, light department has one.
we'll be sending a copy to our legal firm as well. They'll have a copy of the ordinance violations.
Very good, thank you. The water tower, when is that? Is that next year we're thinking about washing that thing?
Well, if you see that the basins seem to have molded back up right away.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago, I believe, when we washed it and painted it. So we just kind of have to keep an eye on it and then, see how it looks in and see if we think it's a priority.
A discussion item for the council real quick. The building on Main Street, we've had this, it was about a year ago that we took possession of a building that was used as a promotion for a local citizen. We redid the face, did a temporary thing. We put a new roof on it as well. We still have the building, and it still has stuff in it. And I wanted to give Larry some direction on at least getting rid of the thing, probably selling it, finding a business to purchase it. Larry did have a suggestion on selling it. That was at a city council meeting, just what we got into it based, not the attorney fees, but what we paid in the back taxes and for the roof.
Right, a couple of months ago, I threw out there that I had been asked about that building, and if the city wanted to sell it, and sure, we'd like to get it off the books, just like, but, and not so much that it's a liability, but any building sitting around empty is a liability. And I told that person at the time that I firmly believe that if we recovered the cost of the new roof that we put on there, and then if we recovered the cost of the back taxes, because legal fees was just part of it, that I thought that the city would sell. You're not making any money, you're just recovering some of your costs.
You're still interested?
That person never got back with me. They never went and looked at the building, but
We can put it out there to start.
if you want, we can put a sign in the window and so let our local realtor know about it. But I believe that that would be firm, or not firm, but fair.
I mean, the other option is making it somewhat usable ourselves and running or something like that, but I don't know if that's something we're interested in. Oh, I know,
Bad shape.
it's in, yeah. That's going to take
Well-
so, yeah, I think letting someone else do that might
There's
be
a lot of, it would be very time consuming to clean it out. We don't have the personnel right now to do it. Quite frankly, the guys are running around between mowing and trying to keep stuff just basically running. Then to go down there and mess with that building. All good intentions was that it was going to get done during the winter, but it didn't happen, so.
Spending the money to have it cleaned up, I mean, it would just be, they would just transfer. I mean, if we did that, then
Yeah, they
put
just
that on
want-
top of the price, so you might as well just sell it as it is to somebody else. Either they can pay to have it cleaned up, or they can clean it themselves, and maybe they'll get a better deal on it. So I believe we need to move forward on that and see if we can't, it's in the city's best interest if somebody comes in and purchases that, put something in there. So I say we move forward on it. There's direction, sell it.
Okay.
Any other non-agenda items on the business? We would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Call it.
Earl,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
Han,
Yes.
motion carries.
So you should go.